Hello there, I'm Sarah Jones, and once again, we are going to take another poetry deep dive. I am so excited to share this one with you. I love Denis Martindale. He is a fantastic poet on the Poemhunter website, and his new poem is called Keep Calm and Carry On Praying. It was composed today, the 28th of March, 2026, and it's really telling us about what's happening right now in Great Britain. So I'm going to recite his poem for you in full first, and then we'll break it down. Why criticize the government? It does the best it can. Outvoted sometimes, by intent, like any other man. Was it their fault the world's gone mad, with conflicts far and wide? Or that things went from good to bad, and many victims died? Or increased costs for energy around the globe each year, so pensioners stay homeward bound, no heating and no cheer? That piece of litter you throw down will cost you down the line. Don't feed the pigeons in your town, or you could get a fine. Each victory and each defeat, no matter great or small, the potholes on each local street are open to it all. With some new laws to unravel, it's best to stay at home, as there's gravel where we travel, no matter where we roam. Why criticize the leaders now for what went on before? The rules that folks passed must allow what has become the law. A teeny tweak, a tiny jot, a comma here and there, such little things can change a lot, so there's a lot to fear. So make some cutbacks while you may. Get discounts week by week. Pray for God's guidance every day, because things are looking bleak.
Denis Martindale, for the 28th of March, 2026.
Wow. Okay, so now that we've let that sink in, let's explore its layers together.
The poem opens with this sense of weary empathy, doesn't it? That initial question, why criticize the government, frames the problems as systemic, bigger than any single group of people. Martindale immediately zooms out to list these overwhelming pressures, conflicts, energy costs, the world just going mad.
And this is where the poem's real power kicks in. He connects that huge global chaos directly to the individual. That first stanza ends with this heartbreaking image of pensioners, cold and alone. It's a brilliant way to make these massive crises feel painfully real. So from there, the poem does this fascinating shift in focus, zooming right in from those vast crises to the everyday frustrations that really grind you down. And the scale shifts so dramatically, right? We literally go from international conflict to local council bylaws in just a few lines. Suddenly we're worried about fines for dropping litter or feeding pigeons. It's such a powerful way of showing how these huge anxieties are being piled on top of a feeling of being micromanaged. This side really highlights that contrast, which is just so central to the poem's message. Martindale writes that the potholes on each local street are open to it all. He's using the cracks in the pavement as this potent metaphor for the bigger cracks appearing in society. It feels like everything is breaking at once, from the huge to the tiny. And this whole section ends with this profound sense of confinement. The advice that it's best to stay at home, well, it's not just about bad roads, is it? It captures this feeling of being hemmed in, both by a growing list of new rules and by decaying infrastructure. So the big question is, how did this all happen? The third stanza really digs into the mechanics of it all, asking how these restrictive laws and this pervasive fear actually get created over time. And the poem argues it's all about historical momentum. It suggests leaders are often trapped by decisions made in the past, that the rules that folks passed must allow what has become the law. It's a really sharp comment on how hard it is to change course once something has been set, legally and culturally. Now this, for me, is maybe the most chilling part of the whole poem. It argues that this new reality wasn't created by some big dramatic event. Nope, it was built through an almost invisible process. Just a teeny tweak, a tiny jot, a comma here and there. And the consequence of those tiny little alterations is profound. Just as the poem warns us, such little things can change a lot, so there's a lot to fear. It's this powerful observation about how a whole series of small, maybe even insignificant, shifts can add up to a completely new and kind of frightening reality. So after this pretty bleak journey through global crises, local frustrations, and the slow creep of change, where does the poem leave us? What's the final prescription for survival? It offers this clear two-part strategy. First, it's intensely practical and defensive. Make cutbacks, get discounts, protect yourself financially.
But then it pivots to the deeply spiritual, advising us to pray for God's guidance every day.
And the reason for this urgent advice? Well, it's delivered without any sugarcoating. The poem's final line is just a stark, unvarnished, and brutally honest assessment of the situation, because things are looking bleak.
It's a poem that feels incredibly of the moment, doesn't it? It captures this widespread mood of anxiety, but it also offers a potential path forward, not through protest or politics, but through this really personal blend of pragmatism and faith.
And that brings us right back to that brilliant title, Keep Calm and Carry on Praying. It's such a clever twist on that famous wartime slogan. It suggests that, in our time, maybe just enduring isn't enough, that something more is needed to navigate the world. So I'll leave you with this to ponder. In these uncertain times, what does carrying on truly mean to you?